We'll see whether or not the stars are shining in my direction. Who knows? Hey everybody. Welcome or welcome back. If you're new to my channel, then thanks for stopping by. But if you are one of my longtime supporters, I really appreciate the fact that you stick around with me. Yes, I'm a little late in getting out a new video. I'm not going to go into too much detail, but I've had some personal health issues going on lately, so I'm a little low on energy and a whole lot of low on creativity. Sorry to have to say that. Yeah, I'm working through it, and there'll be more details in the coming future here. But for today, I want to say thank you to Koala. Koala has reached out and asked me to review a couple of their products. Now, I'm only going to review one today, and then I will review the other in the future and make a separate video for them. As you can see, I have a tumbler here. This is a 20-ounce straight, and I've already applied epoxy to this because we're going to be working with a water slide, and that's what that paper is right there that you see. I have not been thrilled in the past with a water slide going onto the stainless steel, so I just circumvented that. You know, you can do as you want to. It doesn't matter. By the way, this was a stripped tumbler. I had a design on here and didn't really care for it, so I didn't really finish it. So I stripped down the tumbler. It came nice and clean, and so we're reusing here. Getting on with it. This is the Waterslide paper itself, but I want to show you. This is Koala paper, and it's no need spray Waterslide decal paper. It is for inkjet and laser. Now, if you're anything like me, the patience that you have to wait for your water slide when you spray it, and then you have to go spray it again, and then you got to give it another spray. And sometimes even doing all of that, you get to your tumbler and you wind up with cracking and you know, some problems. Other times you don't. I'm not saying that's all the time. I just know that sometimes water slides can be tricky. This is a no-need spray. I'm saying that one more time. This is a white water slide. Most of us don't use white water slides, but I do think that there are times when it's very beneficial, especially if I'm doing a full wrap. I am going to be doing a full water slide with this printout that I did. This printout I actually did myself. I drew this in my art program that I have on my, what is it? It's a Samsung tablet 7, I don't know, something like that. Anyway, I use Ibis as my drawing app on there. So I drew this, and I thought, well, this looks kind of nice for maybe a full wrap. Now, this is bigger than I need for my tumbler. So I am going to hopefully get it on to my tumbler and see where I want to trim, whether I want to trim from this end or I want to trim this end or both of them. And I know that it's higher than it needs to be as well, so I will be trimming that. But because it's put on a white Waterslide paper, none of this will show through. None of the silver will show through, or it shouldn't. So we'll see what that actually comes out as. And as I said, I'm reviewing this. I have not tried it. I did do a sample of the trimmed pieces. There was that small white border that went around this. I did do a little bit of testing on a ceramic cup just to see how it went on, to see how long it took to get the image off, and to see how well the black stuck on there once I moved the cloth around to dry it. So I've done those experiments and everything looked good, and it's on there, and you know what? It didn't curl up on the ends. Sometimes I have that problem with water slides where they want to curl up on the ends, and I know that y'all have run into that before. Excuse me. But, yeah, I didn't have any of that curl up problem. So, we'll see. We're going to either succeed or we're going to fail, but either way, we're going to do it together. So, I'm going to stop talking for a couple of minutes. I have water in here, and I'm just going to, I think I'm going to pour it down in here. I did clean it off, but hopefully it's not going to raise any colors that were on this and interfere with my water slide colors. I apologize if my voice goes in and out. This is something we're dealing with. Okay. All right, I'm just putting a little bit on there. I'm not, because the middle of this is bumped up. There's not really anything I can do about that. But I am going to now, remind you, this is not sprayed. We will know soon enough if the color comes up. But I was pretty excited about the fact that they had this, and I had never heard of a water slide paper that you didn't have to spray. And I know a lot of people get really wound up over the whole water slide thing. So I thought, well, I'll throw my hat in the ring and say, yeah, sure, I'll try it. So they were kind enough to send me this, and I've got another water slide, clear water slide that they sent me. So, okay. We're doing this. I'm going to turn it over. It didn't take too long for my test strips to release, but then again, they are test strips, not full sheets. Boy, that looks pretty nice and shiny, doesn't it? It darkened right up. And you just use your regular inkjet. That's what I have as an inkjet printer, other than my sublimation printer. And it didn't smudge afterwards. I tried not to handle it too much. I'm just trying to get some extra water on there. Let's see. Okay, it's starting to release. I don't want to rush it. This does hang on a little longer than other water slides that I've used, which I don't think is a terrible thing. You know, we can all learn to be a little bit patient. Now, the temperature of water that I have is, it's not cool, but it's also not warm. It's kind of tepid, you know. That's where I was going with it. A lot of times when I do my water slides, my water temperature is according to what I'm using. I know that my white water slides from my other companies, if I use warm water, I'm doomed to lose my entire piece. I'm satisfied knowing that that's on there the way it is. Okay, I am just going to work on getting any wrinkles out. Overall, I do like this. You know, I should have done something a little less difficult, maybe. But hey, knowing that we can do the difficult stuff and still have a good outcome, I think that's awesome. Okay, so I'm going to keep working this out because it does want to move. So I want to get the wrinkles and the bubbles out as much as possible. I'm barely tapping this. I know it looks like I'm giving it a spanking, but I'm not. I'm just letting this drop and hoping for the best. So once this is dry, we'll come back and we will put our epoxy on here. And I want to do something a little different with the epoxy just for this scene. So hopefully we have good luck with that too. If we'll see whether or not the stars are shining in my direction. Who knows? Who knows? But so we shall return. For you, it'll be a couple of seconds. For me, it'll probably be a day. But we'll get it done, nonetheless. We'll get it done. So, here's what we've got so far. Ain't she pretty? Yeah, I know there's bubbles in there. We're going to work at those. But I don't want you to have to sit through all of that. So, we'll be back when we're ready to epoxy. Hopefully you like this. I'm going to insert a picture of how I, of the drawing in my tablet too. So be looking for that. This is dried and it's been a couple of days. I did notice that as it dried, it's kind of shrunk. And when it did, it presented a little crack up here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a couple of markers and I'm going to try to just kind of blend the color a little bit in there. I do need to move this around to where I can see it, and I'm just going to go ahead and put the marker in that crack. Well, it's not really dark enough, so I'm going to say maybe do it all in the black. Yeah, that looks a little better. A little more like it belongs there. Hopefully it won't stick out like a sore thumb. But I did want to try to touch it up. And now I do have another black marker that perhaps I can put in there. Give me 1 minute. Second. I'm going to try with the Sharpie because that actually looks purple from the other black. Yeah, this is a little more black. And I'm just barely touching it. I'm not overdoing it. Hopefully it'll blend and it won't look like a sore thumb when it comes out, but you can see it's a little bit darker. And if I turn on my other light, you probably could see it a little better. But that's what we've got. I don't know if, there, you can see it up here. Hopefully it blends in, but aside from that, we're going to go ahead and get some epoxy on here and see what we get from that. Okay, now we're where we need to be. And if you look right through here, you'll see little bits of white. And I'm hoping that looks like fog rolling in. That's the effect I was going for. These stinking lights. Let me see if I shut this light off, if it makes a difference. There, now you can see it a little better. There. There, that's even better. There, cool. I'm glad we shared. So, I'm going to continue to babysit this, and when we come back, hopefully we have a finished product. I'll put another coat of epoxy on it, but we shall return. Stay tuned. Thank you to Koala Paper. You'll find their links down in the description below. And thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. Until next time, toodles!